Welcome to What in GuitarNation! In this episode, I'm going to share a trick to applying fretboard conditioners more neatly. There's some controversy over whether or not oiling is a necessity, so first, let's discuss why fretboard conditioners are important. Let me preface this by saying that no, they cannot single-handedly save your guitar from damage, but they do have several important benefits. For centuries, woodworkers have used oils to protect their creations, and the guitar's fretboard should be no different. Regularly conditioning your fretboard is essential to keeping your guitar playing well and to keeping the wood healthy. Raw woods naturally absorb oils, which helps prevent shrinking that would cause sharp fret ends, damage the neck binding, or even cause the fingerboard to crack. In fact, wood can absorb oil so well that a tool like a hatchet or a hammer whose head has become loose can be placed in a bucket of oil, the handle will swell back to its original size, and the tool will be repaired. In addition to adding moisture, conditioners also create an important barrier that prevents the wood from losing its moisture. This barrier will also keep out dirt and gunk, and importantly, the oils from your hands, which, believe it or not, are mildly acidic with a pH of about 5.5. Now, mineral oil and lemon oil, two of the most common ingredients in fretboard conditioners, are each between 6 and 7 on the pH scale, so they actually counteract that acidity to a certain extent. This layer of protection also makes your fretboard easier to clean. In woodworking terms, these types of oils are called non-drying, and what that means is they never dry to a hard finish, so any unabsorbed oil can be wiped away. And when you wipe away that oil, you clean your fretboard and you take the grime with it. And because there's a protective layer on top, it means you can even use a very mild abrasive like a 4/0 steel wool to gently clean away dirt from heavy use without worrying about damaging the wood of the fingerboard. This oil also protects your frets. Because oil and water don't mix, it keeps the humidity that makes the rest of your guitar happy from rusting your frets. And then there's the cosmetic benefits. Oils deepen the color of the wood, highlight the grain, and add shine. It's an important habit to always condition the fretboard, at least lightly, every time you change strings. And if you're already oiling your fingerboard regularly, you also know that if you're not careful, that conditioner can end up everywhere. You'll find yourself leaving fingerprints on the finish and attracting dust to other parts of the instrument. And worst of all, you might make the finished parts of the instrument or the back of the neck slippery, and you'll leave your hands feeling greasy when you're playing. Most of us are using a traditional lemon oil or a combination product like these. Combination products contain a mixture of ingredients, each with their own benefit, so make sure to follow the directions on your conditioner of choice to avoid any damage from misuse. Most fluid conditioners will work well with the trick that I'm about to show you. Now, as you can see here, I've got one of my guitars on the bench that's ready for a string change. And I'm going to show you my secret weapon for applying fretboard conditioners neatly and quickly. It's this. This is a humble envelope sealer, or some stores call them fingertip moisteners, and you can buy them at any office supply store or online. They usually cost about $2. Just add some oil to the container, seal it up, and use it to apply the oil to the fingerboard like this. Because the sponge controls the flow, you get an even coat that you don't have to spread around by hand with a cloth. It's also great for oiling the bridge on acoustic guitars with unfinished bridges. The best part is that because the sponge can conform to the shape of the frets, it passes over them with no problems and gets the oil over the entire surface of the fingerboard and right tight to your nut. Now I'll switch out guitars and show you my favorite thing about this trick. If you live in a hot and dry area or don't play very often, your fretboard might dry out before it's time to change your strings. With this little blue bottle, you can add conditioner to the fretboard without removing the strings. If you couple it with a string and fretboard cleaner, like those in the Guitar by Numbers accessory store, you'll get excellent coverage and you'll help your strings last even longer. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be the first to know when there's a new What in GuitarNation video, and follow Guitar by Numbers on Facebook and Instagram for more guitar content.